Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and boy, this is not just an oversized, colorful 1960s Globe Posters window card for one of Motown's greatest legends ever. It's a concert poster for one of pop music's greatest songs ever, and fully autographed by all the performers on the poster at the time. Holy cats, what a big fun package this is. Well, the place was Houston, Texas, even though this was a tour blank, so exists probably from other cities, and the year was 1969, specifically the winter of 68-69. And the artist was Marvin Gaye, who needs no further explanation. And the song? The only song listed for Marvin is a Motown Records super evergreen that almost everybody knows of any age group half a century later. And what's fun is the other song on the poster was a big hit as well. There's no clunkers here. Soulful Strut was a national top 3. So, oh boy, where do I start? Hardly ever when I'm doing a poster blog is it like, okay, which great highlight do I start with? It's a tough choice here, but well, taking the big picture, you do have, it's an oversized cardboard concert poster from Globe, 17 by 27 inches, plus or minus. There's generally two sizes of standard concert posters on cardboard, 14 by 22 and 22 by 28, so when something falls in between, we tend to use the term oversized. And since this was a tour blank, it was initially printed with that white box up on the top, completely blank, and then filled in from city to city. And for this particular city, in huge letters, you do have the Music Hall. That was open from the 1930s to the 1990s in Houston. And then down the right-hand side, unusually there, you've got Friday, February 21st. And also unusual is the time, 8:30 p.m., sort of hanging all by itself on one line under Music Hall there. And then, since we're in the venue information, might as well not ignore it, just go right in on it, because you're going to be wondering what that is. That is the first of the autographs up high there, and it says, above Marvin's head, but not Marvin's sig yet. We're talking about this one. It says, "Good luck to Larry, Cleo Griffin, Young-Holt Unlimited." And Cleo was the trumpetist for the group. Matter of fact, every autograph on this poster is to Larry. That was Larry Lent, a Houston music journalist and photographer who is no longer with us. Okay, and then more venue information there in the white box. You do have tickets, $3.50 to $5.50. And then very unusually, look at that, a couple of stars. Like hollow just traced stars there. I know that's a minor point, but you simply never see it. You just don't see stars drawn up. This is supposed to be for hard information up there in the venue box. Tickets at Houston Ticket Service, the Groovy Grill, how fun is that? Still the late 60s, of course. Texas State University Bookstore, and all H&H music stores. And I won't keep you in suspense any further. As soon as you get into the colored fluorescent portion, there you've got Marvin Gaye's autograph. And it says simply, "To Larry, best wishes, Marvin Gaye." Boy, what a, simple autograph, but what a fabulous place to have it. Boy, marvelous Marvin Gaye, right? Wow, he was still entirely a singles artist at this point, enjoying his 10th top 20 pop hit with Grapevine, but surprisingly had never placed an album even in the national top 40 of Billboard's LP charts. But his next one this summer would do it, and it was just a couple of more years before the landmark What's Going On album would come along from Marvin. By the way, a little side note here, sometimes I tease Globe for this, I can't help it, but they really it's just funny because they just rotely attach a musician's name to their posters, even when it is super obvious. And look at that, like, what's that, 1 millimeter underneath Marvin's chin, there it says Marvin Gaye. Like you needed to know that, right? And then at the bottom of Marvin's rectangle there, you do have one song only, "I Heard It Through the Grapevine." Wow, just a massively huge and influential record. It's in the Grammy Hall of Fame, for example, for being historical, artistic, and significant, to quote them. And, it was first a huge hit for Gladys Knight and the Pips, and that was 1967, where it went #2 pop and #1 R&B for a month and a half. That was before Marvin's version. And it was also done by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles and the Temptations, killer artists. Heck, as you know, Creedence Clearwater Revival did an 11-minute version on their biggest album ever, Cosmo's Factory, which went #1 for 2 months. And so this thing is just everywhere. And Marvin's version was #1 pop for 7 weeks from December '68 to January of '69, and was still in the national top 20 at the time of this show. Oh man, that's such a, not mouthful, but such a huge amount of just great killer information. I mean, I know I've shown you a Marvin Gaye Moonglows concert poster from 1959 and some Motortown Revue posters, but boy, if you're a Marvin Gaye fan, I'd have to look for 20 years, I think, to find a better one than this. Okay, so the tour was opened by Young-Holt Unlimited, formerly the Young-Holt Trio, and their record on there, Soulful Strut, was still in the national top 40, and as I said, had peaked at #3. And I'll tell you what, here's 5 seconds of it just to give you some Soulful Strut here. I'm sure you know that one. Yeah. So the poster is signed to the, you know, they had your autograph up on top there in the venue box, and down here by their picture it is signed to Larry by the other 3 members of the trio, L.D. Young, Red Holt, and new pianist Ken Chaney, of course one of them being a supplemental musician. And of course, bottom of the poster there it does say "and orchestra," a standard boilerplate term for concert posters of the 50s and 60s that was quickly becoming an anachronism by 1969. Wow, so much here, just so much. And Marvin, you know, as I said, he was becoming an album artist soon, but singles-wise in 1969, you know, after this he had 2 more, let's see, top 10 pop singles coming just this year alone, and that would be "Too Busy Thinking About My Baby" and "That's the Way Love Is." Evergreen artist, if ever there was one, and a killer Globe concert poster, 1969. Wow. Whew, well, thanks a lot for dropping by. Great fun to show you this stuff. And we'll catch you again, probably not autographed, but we'll catch you with a good poster soon. Take care and have a good day.